Well, hello. I'm Dr. Melissa Lincheski. You were probably wondering how you say my last name. It's Lincheski. I am one of the people who has been contacting you about the REU for the summer down in Cancun. And I'm really excited that you still are interested in this project. Now that you know everything is going crazy in the world and you're all now home working online for your education, one of the things that we wanted to do is still give you this opportunity. We did send out a survey to ask you if you'd be interested in next summer, but National Science Foundation and NIU has thought, well, what could we do in order to still be able to get you to participate and come up with maybe a different thing that would work and still give you an opportunity to do this professional development, learn about research, and do still the field work. So I wanted to walk you through this, and then I'm going to have you take a survey. So I wanted to talk to you first about what we're thinking. So what we're thinking is, I've got a monitor over here, and I've got all my potential thing. What we're doing. So online over the summer. So in the month of July, so this would go from roughly July 3rd or July 6th, or after the 4th of July, through the end of July, so July 31st, 2 days a week. We would meet from 10 a.m. to 10 to 4 Central Time. So if you're in California, that would be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We would meet for hours, those hours, and we'd have an hour break in the middle, and we would do the professional development. And what does professional development mean? What is this talking about? Well, what we would do is in the morning, we would talk science. We'd have journal articles you would read, we'd have discussions. I would do a lecture on the geology of Cancun. What is a cenote? Why are we working in Cancun anyways? What's the history of the research? We would do journal article reading. We would have a discussion, and it would be all of us online. So we would use things like Zoom or Blue Jeans or whichever one we all kind of work around. I would also be hiring Emily. She is an alumnus from last summer, so the summer of 2019, and she would be working with you on these things too. So she has a previous experience at these sites. She's been there. She's going on to grad school, and so she would be what's called a near-peer mentor, and she would be working with you on that science too to make sure we all understand. So in the mornings, it would be science. I would talk something about the geology, and then we would have the faculty members, that you would be working with. We call them mentors or PIs, which stands for principal investigator. You would be working with your mentor. They would give a talk about what they've done in the past in the morning. I would get other alumni, not just Emily, but I know Louise would love to come and talk. Delphina's off to grad school. All of them would love to come and talk to you. So we would have them come and talk to you on one day. We would have the faculty members who we work with down in Mexico give a talk to. So Dr. Rosa Maria Liel Batista, she was my former PhD student, and she is my close friend and colleague down there. And it's who we work with in Mexico. And so we would have them come in and give talks to you about their research projects they're doing in Cancun. We would then have a faculty member who works on Maya come in and talk about the Maya. Talk about the history of the culture in there. We would have some discussions about how do you do archaeology and work on that. And then at the end, we would have proposals. I'll get to that in just a second. So that would be the mornings. And then we would have a lunch break or an afternoon snack or whatever. And then we would continue on for a couple more hours. And in the afternoon, we would do what's called responsible conduct of research and professional development. So what are some of those topics that we would be talking about there? So responsible conduct of research is topics like collaborative research, conflict of interest, peer review, data management, authorship and publications, lab safety. And then we would have other topics we would choose from, such as ethics, diversity, what is it like to go to grad school, or how do you go to grad school? What about if you want to get a job? Title IX. How do you put together a poster for a scientific conference? How do you write an abstract? We would go over proposal writing with you. What goes into that? How do you design an experiment? IRB, IRB stands for Institutional Review Board. So this is if you're going to ask survey questions. So a couple of you would be doing surveys. And so how do you set up surveys? One of the ones that took me a long time to really grasp is imposter syndrome. I go through this all the time. I'm still like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. So we would talk about those things. So we would spend the afternoons talking about what we call professional development. What is it like to really be a scientist? You'd work with me, you'd work with other scientists. I bring in experts on these topics to come and talk about them and really answer your questions and spend quality time with you to go through these things to understand how do we work in this professional environment. That would be in the afternoons. Then you would, on a different day of the week, so that's 2 days a week, so it'd either be Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Friday. And then you would spend other times, and you would arrange this with your mentor, to talk about your research. So they would give you papers to read, they work on you on what the science is. So like Dr. Gilliard, who does organic chemistry, is working with a company called Shimatsu to do remote control of their machines, their instruments in their lab. And so she would videotape her doing it or walk you through and then show you how to do online control, and then you'd be able to run the equipment from wherever you are. I would work with you on microplastics. We would work on, you would work with your mentors on days and times that would work best for you. We're trying to keep this so that if you still have a job or you have other responsibilities, we would try to keep this to a couple days of the week. We would be able to pay you your stipend. So this would be for 4 weeks. So we would be able to pay you $600 a week for the 4 weeks, and plus a little extra for other things, because we would normally give you food money, so we would probably give you some money, additional resources for living expenses. On top of the $600 a week, we'd be able to give you some extra money on top of that. That still has to be arranged. In the survey, I do ask you questions about, do you have a capable laptop? Do you have, if you don't, and you need it to do this, and that's what's stopping you, let us know. We can get you a laptop. If you don't have Wi-Fi in your house, let us know. We'll work with you. If you need a new router, let us know if you can do this. If there is something that's stopping you from it that we can help you with, let us know. We'd really like to do this. So this would be the month of July. Okay, so that's the professional development online. You would do it wherever you are in the world. I'm going to be doing it here from lovely DeKalb, Illinois. And we'd have people coming in from everywhere. Then what we would want to do is meet you all in person. So there is a conference called SOCNAS. If you guys have not been to SOCNAS before, I'll send you the website for it. But it's a great conference for increasing diversity in the sciences. And so it's in Long Beach, California. It's in October, and we would pay for you to go to the conference. And you could go there and just absorb some of the issues there. We would all meet if the conference is happening. Who knows if it may be canceled. Then what we would do is do field work. So we still have to go collect samples. So now that you have a proposal written, you would work with your mentor, you would present your proposal to the rest of the group, you would talk about your research. We would go down to Cancun over winter break. So I looked up your school's winter break. There's some conflicts with some of you all, but sometimes conflicts with weeks. I want to find out from you. So the dates that work, that'll be part of the survey, you would say, okay, these are my first choice, my second choice, why I couldn't do this. We would go down to Cancun for 2 weeks to do your field work, sometime over winter break. And then we would come back up here to NIU the week after that to do the field, to either analyze the samples or get them prepped for the GC or work on your surveys and data analysis with your mentors up here at NIU for 1 week. And then we would ship you back to your homes and to your home institutions. And then we would pay you for the 4 weeks, the second 4 weeks period of time. During that time, we would pay for all of your expenses to travel to Cancun, all your food and everything down there, your living expenses, everything would be taken care of down in Cancun. And up here, we would pay for you to travel here and back home. we would cover all of those expenses for you, and then we'd pay you the $600 a week on top of all of the expenses. And then you would work with your mentors to finalize all the data analysis, and by the following May, turn in a poster. And we'll show you how you make a poster. And you would work with your faculty members to do that. So it's basically taking what we would normally do in an 8-week period of time and breaking it up into 3 little chunks. So it works out to be 8 weeks altogether. It's just 8 weeks in chunks. I hope you're excited about this. I've been working with all the different faculty mentors, the group down in Cancun. Just so you know, one of the questions we have is, well, what happens when tourists aren't there? What happens to the water quality in Cancun? So, Dr. Liel and her, the other professors at CC are right now collecting water samples. So you would be able to analyze those samples and compare the results from this time to when we go in December, when it would be full with tourists, and we'll be able to see if there's changes and compare your data to previous years. And so there's a lot of really cool things that we can do because of the virus. So I hope this helps explain some things. So you're also going to get a link to a survey. So I want you to answer the survey questions. There's a lot of spaces in there for you to write out answers. We didn't want to just give you, yes, no's. I want you to write out. If you have additional questions, there's a couple spots in there where I ask you, do you have any questions? Is there any issues you have? Let us know. And if you want to talk to me in person, we can do it over Zoom. I have a Zoom account. I have Teams. I can do BlueJeans, any platform that you want, or just over a phone. Or you can text me questions you have. My cell phone number is 815-762-5452. You can just text me and ask me a question. Just tell me who you are. Feel free to call me, whatever works for you. If you can't participate, we understand completely. We do have alternates that are waiting in the wings and would love to do this too. So if this isn't going to work for you, we do have alternates that might be able to do it. With that being said, if you can't do it this unique way, you will be given the opportunity to do it the following summer for the full 8 weeks in one block. So I don't want you to think that, oh God, I can't do it this winter break because this is right when it's not going to work for me. Don't worry. You will be given the opportunity to go the next summer. You will be given first choice. We will give you the first option to refuse us. So don't feel that if you can't do this mixed thing this summer that you won't get the opportunity. We will offer you the chance to do it the next summer. We would just go to an alternate who is waiting, and they would be, they would take your position for this year, and then we would offer you the position for the next year. So I don't want you to think that if I turn this down, not that at all. Okay. Well, that is all I have to say. I hope I answered some questions, gave you some ideas of what we're planning on. Please let me know if there's any other questions you have. Like I said, email me, call me, text me, WhatsApp me. I'm on all these things. I spend my life right here. This is my office, and so I spend my life right here. So I'm just waiting to hear from you. So I hope you have a great afternoon, and I look forward to hearing from you. Okay, bye.